Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and it is time to do my monthly setup video where I show you guys what I'm doing in my witchy bullet journal for the month of May. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. If you are new here, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow and helps support me so I am able to keep coming back and making this content and doing what I love and spending time with you. And with that said, let's dive in. Just like April, or just like March, and every single other month that has been going on this year, a lot has been changing and growing actively. I have a playlist of all my journals, which, and this journal specifically, which is up above in the cards that you can go and check out. First, April. April brought a theme of moving or trying to move from thought into action, which I gotta tell you, no, I had a lot of thoughts to still work my way through, which we'll talk more about in my April Sparks video, which will be coming out in a few days. And so I had my April goal setting, my gratitude log. I did a medical tracker, and signs and symbols, and I did my new moon goal setting, which I'd done this whole big video about, which is also in the journal playlist, which was here. And I talked all about my plans for that, and it didn't work. I was excited, and it wasn't an idea that was the most, like, it just wasn't going to work for me. So we're rethinking moon work. And this journal I had started at this time, I had really started to focus on, and I talked about this in my May setup, in my May goal planning, which is up above in the cards. I had really started to realize and lean in, here's a tarot reading I did, to the fact that I want this journal to just follow me. Here's daily tarot pulls. I want to lean into and accept the fact that for me, this isn't about planning. This is about keeping my heart open, keeping my mind clear. This is one of my favorite spreads in this whole thing. I've got some daily tarot readings here, which I've started doing for myself, and a root chakra check-in I just randomly did, and I love this page. This is a personal and spiritual development tool. I've got some notes from a book I'm reading, my new moon, or my moon return reading, full moon reading, my predictions for May, all sorts of stuff going on, just really leaning into the fact that I need this to be the spiritual development tool. Yes, I have a daily list every day, because this is tangible and it's here with me and I remember it, and I talked about that in my planning video, which is up above in the cards. Here's this week. This is a new weekly thing I'm trying, where the idea is that hopefully I just record astrological things, and I have a week ahead spread that I do with just energy obstacle advice. I'm really liking just working with the energy obstacle advice for my personal readings, because it's hard to read for yourself compared to reading for others. And this was inspired by Alvine Green's video, which is linked up above in the card. She just recently revealed, put out a video of her planner. So, and she does her weeklies with the days. So I wanted to do this where I put the things, where I put the days. The symbol here says astrologically which day of the week it is, what the planetary day is. Oh, shoot. The top left is where I put if there's anything big astrology going on. And then normally bad, Kyra, for forgetting. I'm just going to quickly fix this. Normally, I put my, what I did last week was I put my daily draws on my weekly page, and I really liked that. So let's just quickly fill that in. Tuesday, I got the Tower, the Empress, and the Magician. That was a big day. Wednesday, I got the Hermit, and then the Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. And then this color code is what I use with my journal. Well, obviously with my journal, silly me. I use it with my daily pull tracker, which I have in the front of my journal. So it's very easy for me to know what to do. There, now it's all caught up. So I normally do it like this. And then the idea of this, what I'm hoping it will develop into is me implementing more witchy planning in my life, in terms of like doing more ritual, or like here on Sunday, Jupiter is squaring Mars, but that's mine specifically, right? So I really want to, or at least I think that's mine specifically. Let me check. Yes, this is my aspect specifically. The Jupiter in the sky is squaring my Mars. So I really want to look at that in some way. And then I write about my week, and then this space is so that way I can just expand about my week, or I can put in and write types of things I might like to do if anything pops up. But that's a new idea that's developing. Dailies, daily card pulls. This is a rambling thoughts tarot reading conversation. That brings us to here. So really what I'm doing is I'm really leaning into this as my personal development spiritual tool. And the daily list really fits in with that, because it helps keep my brain clear. And it helps keep me on track. And otherwise it's a tool of development. And my planning is being worked on elsewhere, because I can tell you now, the Kanban board, I'm really excited about it, but it is very easy for me to forget it because it's not a tangible thing. I'm well integrated into using my Google Cal for my events, so that's not a problem. I still have to figure out something. I'd still like to try a physical Kanban board, ideally in a way that's less wasteful. But maybe I can just get a whiteboard. I don't know. Anyways, but for May, here we are with my title with no quote yet. My card for the month of May is the Knight of Wands, specifically from the Starseeker Tarot. And this is truly a gorgeous image, and I love it so much. And it's I love that it's so fiery. Like this person here, she's fiery. She's just jumping. It's very Fool energy as well. But she's so passionate, and she's just jumping right in. Even if the thing she's jumping right into is water, there's no fear of that water putting her out. She's just jumping. And so I pulled some more cards, which here I pulled the Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So tons of fire. And I couldn't actually feel the message come up until I did. Like I knew it was something water and fire, because it was very much, here's water, here's fire. So I knew it was something water and fire, but I wasn't 100% sure what. And then I did this week ahead spread, and as I was writing it, it was just, I just heard it. Honor the water, live the fire. And so that is the theme I have gone with. And so I worked really hard. I wrote my word of the year, surrender. I wrote honor the water, live the fire. I really wanted the wording there. And in fact, I'm working on a personal quote I'm creating with this kind of feeling. So it would be something air, water, fire, earth. Which that's what I'm thinking I'll put here. So I'm still working on that. But I wanted to film this, so we'll check back on that maybe. But I really wanted something where it's about, like, the water is important. It's such an important realm for me. And for all of us, really. But the emotional realm is not a realm I can live in. And it's a realm I've spent way too much time living in, despite how negatively it affects me. So it's not about living in the water. It's not about getting stuck in the water for me. It's about honoring it. It's about learning that I can honor the water so that way I can just move through it as the fire in which I am, right? So honor the water, live the fire. And I really wanted an image that showed this. And so this was hard to figure out what to do. But I ended up going with a person holding up a chalice with fire in it, just holding it up as an offering to the water, honoring the water, and colored the figure and the chalice to really represent the living the fire. I have my May goals and gratitude, which I talked about in the video where I set up the May goals, so you can go and check that out. This has stayed, gratitude and victories. It has stayed the same, and I'm really liking it. And now is where we get into the point where literally everything has changed. So we'll do a comparison for y'all. So previously in April, I had the goals and then the gratitude and victories. And then I went into my medical tracker and signs and symbols. And to say I was inspired by Alvine Green's video would be a huge understatement. Huge. And the thing that was so perfect to me about her video was it was very much built around planning her magical life. And that's what I want for this. I want to keep track of the mundane shit, but I want to lean into the magical shit. So I changed everything. I made sure to keep the stuff I still needed, and I added new stuff I wanted, and I just put the focus. I shifted the focus. Like, here I have my medical tracker. I use this all the time. I need this. It doesn't need to be a focus. Here I have signs and symbols. This is very important, but as you can see, it's not always taking up a lot of space. So for this first page, I've just called it May Magic. And what I have here is I did a bookshelf, direct inspiration from Alvine. I loved your videos so much if you're watching this. And on the bookshelf, I put the books I want to read and work on. And I put a tarot deck that I want to read and work on. Now, some of this has actually already changed. I have Anatomy of a Witch, which I am working on. Archetypal Imagery, The Self-Worth Path, Rebel Witch, Climate Cure. I put the Brady Tarot. I'm re-reflecting on this. I think I'm going to talk about this in my Sparks video, so just stay tuned. And then Moonology. Moonology, I've actually decided I'm not going to read Moonology. I'm just going to return it to my friend. And then here I have my witchy to-dos. And so far, these to-dos are things I do every month. Or things I strive to do every month. I have a full moon reading, a new moon reading, a Beltane reading. Hand fasting, that was a plan. But the long story short of that is that the timing didn't feel right. I can't find my black pen right now, so we're just going to be a rebel and use purple. Every month I'm working on doing my desk altar changeover, which is a new thing I added into my goal planning, which I really loved. And then setting up for my June Google Calendar, setting up my June predictions, doing my moon return reading and a Venus return reading. I've left the bottom for now because I don't know what to do with it, if I just want to leave it. I'm leaving the space for it to just kind of organically develop. And then over here, Alvine was talking about in her video how there's something about having a box to fill in for the habit building. And it occurred to me, I really like boxes to fill in. Case in point, I've been using this kind of long-term tracker for so long and I love it. And yeah, it's really annoying to draw these boxes, but it's so worth it. And so I thought, I do want to work on developing my routines and habits, just overall to make my life better. And so I thought maybe doing the boxes will help. So what I've done is I picked a few. I have the dishes, litter, sweeping, reading, tarot, going outside, movement, working towards only 1 cup of tea, brushing my teeth before bed. I'm still brushing my teeth every morning, but not before bed, and singing. And then I'm sticking to just those ones. And over time, once I feel solid in my habit in something, my plan is to remove it and then see if I want to expand to something else. And then here's where I decided to put my signs and symbols. I still have enough space to write, but it's not hogging all the real estate. And the reason there's not a lot of color on this page is because these are going to get filled in with color. So I don't need a lot of extraneous extra color. Then I've created here a wellness tracking with the moon. So this is what my, where are you? This is what my medical tracker has gone into. I really liked the tracking I was doing for the moon in my moon journal. So I wanted to combine it with my medical tracker where I write down symptoms and also if I take medication, right? So that's what this space is for. This space is for me to write down any medications. Here is obviously showing what's going on with the moon. I might change this one day to, instead of moon, to just say astrology. I've got a place to highlight how my sleep was. And then I have check marks / things to fill in. Did I have a off day? Did I dream? Did I have nightmares? Was my dreams magical? Did I toss and turn? Did I just generally sleep well? The scale of my panic, anger, depression, and anxiety. How was my energy and mood? That's all scaled from like yay to nay. And then a place for me to write down my cycles. So it's just all the wellness tracking I was doing in one spread, more efficiently put together. And then it's really quite simple. And then I have my log for Zariah, where I write down something that I want to remember from that day with her. And if you haven't been around in a while, but you've been around previously, Zariah is my partner. My spouse came out as a trans woman. That is their name. It's she, her. You can roll with the flow with us, or you can, Anyway, so Zariah, that's my partner. And so I really like having a place to just write something from during the day. And sometimes it's kind of me phoning it in, I can't lie, but then there's other times, like let's see, this month has had a few really good examples. One day my kiddo randomly saying to me, "Mommy, you're so pretty, do do do, la la la." So I wrote that down. One day my daily card was the wheel, and my son likes to guess my daily card, so he wrote, "That's got to be the wheel unless there's a card called the pizza." And so I wrote that down, right? And then so it's a place where I can write adorable things that happen with them during the day that I want to remember with my spouse and our kid. Or just on the days when I don't have anything adorable, it's just like an expression of gratitude, right? And that is it. That's all I've got set up. One of the things I'm really working on in this journal is not letting things that are important take up more space than they need to take up. Like the medical tracker, it is important. It does not need to take up the space of an entire page. And before that, it was taking up the space of 2 entire pages. And I want the space for the things that I want to fill my space with. This is a need. It's not a thing I want to fill all my space with. So a lot of what I'm doing is reducing the things that I don't want to fill all my space with, but are still needs. So that way I have more room to expand and work in the things that I just want to develop more of. And part of this is that I'm also now working on, this is my only journal. So if I need to journal, I write it in here. If I'm treating it like how I treated my Book of Shadows. And so far, I wanted to do a progress report to see how we're doing on reduction of essentially useless pages. Not that they were useless at the time, but I've come to realize that's just not the way I want my journals to go. In my first journal of this year, from the intro pages to the end of January, took me to page 91. And this has taken me to 60. So, while what I was doing at the time was important, I'm really enjoying this streamlining and this fact that and I left some pages, so we're on Thursday the 28th, 29th, 30th. I have space for my full moon. I'm going to have extra space. I like the fact that I'm being more intentional about how I put the things on the page, and that I'm paying more attention to, here's a thing I feel like it needs to go in my journal. Does it need to take up a whole fucking page? No? Great. Then we'll leave it be. Right? I'm really thinking about that. And so far, I love my journal. I'm loving it so much. And I'm only on page 60. I'm only up to page 70. So I'm using less space. And I do have a couple pages in the back, but not a ton. So I'm thrilled with it. And that's the video. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Again, like I said in the beginning, if you've seen this, if you made it all the way to the end, leave me a comment and let me know somehow, because I'd love to chat with you all. If you have any questions or you want to hear more about something, always let me know in the comments down below. Do the liking and subscribing and all that jazz. Because it really, truly does help. And I'm so close. I'm getting so close to 900 subs and then 1,000. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I'm going to let you go here, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.